Hi everyone, welcome back to Aidans Railways. Do you like this? I'll put a link in the description as to where you can get these. Aidan's got himself a class 37, I've got the class 43. If you're gonna wear them, you might as well have something you're happy with. So yeah, I'm going to take this out of the way now. There we go. So hope you're all doing well. Welcome back, as I say, to Aidans Railways. Been about a week since the last video. Lots going on, not just in the world of Aidans Railways, but just in general life. Some children going back to school, some not. So if I want to do a video, it's one of the many items that I've purchased over lockdown, and it's something that, this particular one is something that I wanted to get a little about a year ago or something like that. I had intended to buy it for myself as a birthday present. That sort of gave me the warrant as to the financial spend on it anyway. And it never happened. In fact, when it actually got to my birthday and I went to purchase it, they no longer had any, which put a massive downer on me, and I thought, I've got a horrible feeling I should have bought it when I, saw it instead of just waiting. I managed to get one second hand off the internet auction website that everybody knows. And it was exactly as described. It's absolutely brilliant condition, and I'm so happy. And the weird thing is, I paid exactly the same price for it as I would have done brand new, which I'm not bothered about. It might be as new second hand, but I've got it, and that's all that matters to me now. So let's move on. We'll get over to the table again, and let's have a look at it. So here we are down at the bench, and you already know what it is because it was on the thumbnail, so I'm not going to go into all of that surprise lot. You know what it is. It's the Model Rail exclusive USA 060T, or otherwise known as the S100 austerity locomotives, to which I think they've still got about 6 available at the moment. One of them is in the US Transportation Corps livery, one's in the Worth Valley livery, and I think there's one in the NCB, and I think the rest are all in BR, whether they be green or black. I think they're the ones that are still available. But if you've watched my channel, if you're a regular, if you know anything about me, you're going to know that I have a particular fondness of the Longmoor Military Railway. So it was no surprise that the one that I was after was in fact the LMR Longmoor Military Railway version. Now, I didn't expect that one to be quite as popular sales wise as it has been, obviously. And I had seen, there was one I could find on the internet, and as far as I'm aware, it's still available, and that was at Olivia's Trains, and it was in excess of £300. So, and the only reason I can see behind that is it had DCC chip and sound fitted to it, which sounds great, but it's still free. It's still over 300 quid at the end of the day. It's still over £300, and to pull that out in one go for that, I couldn't warrant it. And I really honestly thought I was never ever going to get this. So when this one became available, I took it straight away. Internet auction website, you know who I'm on about, and I bought it straight away. And I had to take a gamble, because you know what it's like with these things. It might never turn up. You might just have to get a refund, and it might not be as it described. Now, it was wonderful. It's still in its original packaging, which is actually in incredibly good condition. And according to the description, it was pretty much only test run and used as display. So there's the details on the side. And I'm heavy breathing already, because it's just one of those items that I was after for so long. I'm just going to put that down, and still had its sheets in and everything. And to be honest, and I had a look, I always find this now, especially with the newer models, whether they be Hornby or Bachmann, Helgen, you know, the list goes on. You always look at a model and go, that is so delicate. And there are various bits and pieces that you can and don't have to fit. And you can see it all here. It goes into great detail on lubrication and couplings and chips and everything like that. I mean, it is really good. In fact, Hornby, if you're not already, because I really don't know, it's been a little while, get it in colour. It actually does make it a little bit easier on the eye when you're reading it. So great one from Bachmann there. But put the package into one side. Let's have a look. So as I said, apparently according to the description, it had only ever been sort of test run and had been looked at display wise. So they're still sellotaped and sealed, all these extra parts. It still had its little packaging covers and things. I'm just going to put that to one side. Right, look at that beauty. If an S100 isn't something isn't for you, then I apologise, but at the moment Kent and East Sussex Railway have an S100 in this livery with the Frank S. Ross plate on it, although not in that location, it's much further down. As a child, travelling to the Bluebell Railway, the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway, and the Kent and East Sussex Railway, seeing an S100 was quite familiar to me, and I always thought they looked quite interesting. And obviously it wasn't until I got older that I got to understand their purpose in life and why they were built. Now, until the Kent and East Sussex painted theirs, I'd never actually seen the S100 in this livery. I'd seen some black and white photos, few and far between sort of thing, and it looks really smart. I'm trying to think of a locomotive that the Longmoor Military Railway livery doesn't look smart on. It's so basic. It's I think it's Oxford Blue. I could be wrong, but I think it's Oxford Blue with the red line and with the yellow lettering and numbering, and it really sparks it off. But there we go. We've got the white lining on the wheels, and look at the intricate motion, the detail, all of that there, and it's just beautiful. So for me, I think it is just it's a model of absolute beauty. It really is. And it is so sharp, all of that work on there, all of that printing, everything like that, it is just so sharp. I mean, even on the smoke box, you can actually make out what is written on that print for that plate. Absolutely wonderful. And the amount of separately fitted parts on this is just incredible. Now, I had been, before I found this one, I had really been toying with the idea, quite sacrilegiously, of purchasing one of those models that are still available, probably the USAC one, the Transportation Corps one, and I had been thinking very carefully about buying one and stripping it to its bare pieces and doing a repaint and everything on it, and thankfully I haven't had to go down that road. It is exquisite. I don't think my interpretation of one would have come out as well as that. The rivet detail on the buffer bar and everything like that, it's just, even on, if you look on the smoke box, look at all that detail. It is absolutely incredible. But unfortunately, I don't believe for 1 minute, oh, you can't just say make out. Look at the water level glasses. The interior is incredibly detailed, and the camera is going to struggle like mad with the movement from me to pick it up, but it is there and it is all picked out. It is absolutely exquisite inside there. Take my word for it. But anyway, we've got a nice little coal load in the back and things like that. I mean, the lining is so sharp. Now, as usual these days, we've got NEM pocket couplings, which is great because, if I'm entirely honest, I'm not entirely sure when I start building this railway, I'm not entirely sure whether I'm going to stick with this type of coupling or if I'm going to go for the KD. The only thing that puts me off with the KD is the fact that it just doesn't look prototypical for the UK, but neither do these. But it's one of those things, isn't it? So, yep, that detail. Now that is just, I can't get over it. I know I'm pausing and things like that, but I've had this for a number of weeks now, and I still find it to be an absolute piece of beauty. It's gorgeous. Let's move on to the, I'll put it on a piece of track and we'll just see it run, I'll show you just how smooth it really is. Well, I hope the light is good enough here for you to see. I'm checking the camera there as I say that. I just can't express just how wonderful this model is. If you've got one, you'll know what I'm on about. If you haven't, like I say, unless you can pick it up second-hand, there are those others available on the Model Rail website. But let's give this a little bit of power. I mean, that is so smooth. So, I mean, it'll go some pace as well, but we don't really want that. Slow moving analog, it's really quite happy. It is, in my eyes, it's just a wonderful piece of kit. It's going to set off my layout as far as I'm concerned. Well, obviously with the collection of other Longmoor items I have, it is going to have a certain pride of place, which brings me to my sort of something I've said before in other videos relating to Longmoor and with yearly announcements. Bachmann, please make the S160. Longmoor had an S160 in Longmoor colours, and obviously we all know about Omaha, recently overhauled, repainted and things, was running in and things at the North Yorkshire Moors Railway. It's moved on now. The Churnet Valley, they have two or three, I can't remember now. I was lucky to go there not that long ago and see them. They're a wonderful locomotive. Some people, they're sort of chalk and cheese, it depends who you are, but Bachmann, please. I know you can get the Roco version, but it's HO. And if you put it up against this, I know somebody who's got one, and this is before lockdown. I put it on a piece of track next to a UK locomotive, and that S160 should look much larger, and it just looked ridiculously small in comparison. So HO is not an option. Bachmann, please, even a third party, make the S160 in 00, so that people like me can play trains or build our model railways and get them all complete. Weirdly enough, DJH used to do a HO kit of the S160, and it doesn't appear to be on their website at all anymore. So that might be a sign that someone is going to release it, or potentially it wasn't a big seller now that Roco have done what they did, but theirs was in HO, so it still wouldn't have fitted in. But that is the S100. That is Frank S. Ross, number 300 from the Longmoor Military Railway. It's the Bachmann Model Rail exclusive, and I am so happy to have this locomotive. I was overjoyed when I first got my austerities, Sir Guy Williams and Major General McCullen, I think it is. I was overjoyed when I got them. I am really overjoyed. This was something I was going to get for my birthday, and I never thought I was going to get it. So, if this has persuaded you to get one of these, you can blame me for your partner and things like that and say, it's his fault, he talked me into it. They are a wonderful locomotive, and remember, the ones in BR colours and even the NCB ones, they were commonplace on the network, at docks and things like that. so they're well worth having. But it is a wonderful model. Thank you to Model Rail for getting this exclusive produced. I really can't emphasize that enough. It's just a wonderful loco that I think previously had really been forgotten. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've been waffling on a little bit. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Bye now.